The law of sines is a law that we can actually use when we don't have a right triangle. We have what's called an oblique triangle or a non-right triangle. First thing we need to know is angle A. When we're talking about the law of sines, angle A and side A are always across from each other. Angle B and side B are always across from each other, and also with C. So again, the law of sines, very easy to remember, says the sine of an angle, the sine of A, over its opposite side, little a, is going to equal the sine of B over its opposite side, little b, and that's going to equal the sine of C over its opposite side, little c. So very easy to use. We set up the equation like this. The sine of 42 degrees over the side across from it, or 56, is always going to equal the sine of 100 over the side across from it, which is x. This is what's known as a proportion. The way in a proportion is simply a fraction that's equal to a fraction. And the way we solve proportions is by taking 56, multiplying it by the angle that's across from it, which is the sine of 100. And then we take that answer and we'll divide it by the sine of 42. You can type that all in at once if you'd like to. And for this missing side, we get a value of 82.4. The next one. Let me erase my work here. The next one, now this one's a little bit trickier, and now let's talk about when you can use law of sines and when you can't use law of sines. Notice that we have 40 degrees across from the 20, so that's a good way to set it up. The sine of 40 degrees over 20, but you got to be careful about this next one because here's the side you're actually looking for, and we do not have the angle across from it. However, sometimes you're able to do this. We know that the three angles inside of a triangle add up to 180, so if we have two of the sides, or two of the angles, excuse me, then we also have the size of the other one. So we know that the sine of 40 over 20 matches up with the sine of 32 over, now the 32 is across from the x, and we can solve it. And again, the way we'll type this in is we'll multiply 20 times the sine of 32. We'll divide that answer by the sine of 40. And a lot of times on your ACT or different tests, they'll just leave the answer like this. But once you type that in, you should get a missing side length of 16.5.